These youngsters are not wise. They
No.
have to fail forward. They have
Yes,
to make
yes,
mistakes.
yes.
So with that being said, what mistakes are good do you feel like to make?
I feel like you know, signing a deal is tricky, as you know. That's what we was just talking about. But I feel like it's nothing wrong with giving, like a project or a tool. Like if you negotiate your terms right. Like nobody want to be locked into nothing for 5 years, 7 years, and then you end up on the shelf stuck and you can't get your music out.
Not when people won't play 2 minutes and 30 seconds of a song.
Exactly. But now, if somebody is willing to negotiate where you just work on a single, an album deal, maybe 2 albums, those is obligations that's not hard to fulfill and would not have you stuck. So you could, if it don't work out, you can learn from that and keep it moving. And not only that, you can take whatever good came from that, whether it's new fans, publicity, whatever, money, and run with that and start something else somewhere else instead of being locked down and you can't do nothing after that. Then you'll be really
Right.
mad, like, oh man, what I'm gonna do now? I'm stuck with this label. They don't want to let me go. What I'm gonna do?
Speaking of labels, if you had $1 million budget right now, what would you do? How would you spend it?
Well, definitely it's gonna be investing into my artists because I'm not the only person on my label, Anarchy Records. I got Mommy Ball. Shout out Mommy Ball. She's like the most fiercest lyrical assassin. She raps like a man. She's dangerous. She murder. I put money on her. She murdered dudes. Then we got Makiba Mooncycle. You know what I'm saying? The Queen. And Makiba was actually one of my original managers who was partners with MC Light. You know what I'm saying? She's
what's
super
up.
dope, you know what I'm saying? And
So artist
shout out my
development.
Bankai fam. Yeah, without a doubt. Like I gotta make sure like everybody's situation is good. Like me, I'm the rap martyr because I'm the sacrificial lamb. So I'm taking the hits to make sure nobody else on the team take the hits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My son is making beats and rapping now. I gotta make sure his situation is 10 times greater than my situation ever was.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because that's the fruit from the tree,
Yes.
So artist development, that's where you'd put the whole budget is just artist development?
Oh no.
I mean, I know
Without
a million
doubt.
don't go far.
When
but
I say put it into the artists, I don't mean just developing them, because most of my artists
they're developed.
they're developed already. It's about you need a budget to be visible in this saturated market, in a jungle with a million other people doing what you do. You need a budget to stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree.
I
So
will
like
invest in-
marketing
yeah,
and
exactly.
photo shoots and
Yup.
that kind of stuff. So going back to the, what nugget do you need to have in order to get seen, to get shopped, that kind of stuff for people to approach you? How important is a press kit right now for an artist?
I feel like any artist on the come up is a press kit is important because it's how you let people know who you are.
Now, I always dumb it down for people. I say, a small bio, a couple tracks, your social media, and 1 or 2 professional photos. Do you feel like that's enough, or does it need to be more detailed than that?
I feel like that is enough, but some people detail more. Like, especially if you hire a professional that knows how to put together dope press kits, they'll lace your joint out better than you could even imagine. Like what you was visioning is going to be 10 times
That 30
iller.
second commercial, right?
Yeah, for real. There's some people that just know how to bring your vision to life for you.
You got a lot of vision, though. So you're headed from here to Chicago.
Yep.
Let's talk about Chicago.
Yep.
What are you doing in Chicago?
I'm headlining the MF Doom Festival. It's a tribute. It's going to be a bunch of break dancers, spray painters, and artists
I love that.
paying tribute. They're going to be paying murals, all of that, all around the space.
I love that. Do you know where it's at?
Yeah, and it's in Albany Park. Shout out Blue Moon.
Shout out to Blue Moon
Art Gallery. They hosting it.
That's what's up. Is this going to be posted on your social media? Where can they get more
Definitely,
details?
without a doubt. All the information is on my social media. You will see that for sure.
So that project's coming up with Chicago, but you've got this other album that you're working on. Um, it's a tour that you're starting in December
Oh
through
yeah,
the East Coast.
with my Bankai fan brothers, we got an album called The Stance. Like our label, that the group we started with a French label called Shinigami Records. Shout out Kyo Itachi and Venom.
Wait,
And
how did y'all land that? What?
through our bro Rusty Jukes. Rusty
Okay.
Jukes is he's Sean Price's protege.
Okay.
You know? And Rusty, our boy Rusty, we come from the same hood. And Rusty was working on a project with Keo, and he introduced us, and me and Keo started working on the project. And then I'm bringing in the features is all the people's that I work with from the hood, that I know from the hood. And, you know, we had our studio, so I was recording them. So long story short, Keo was like, who that? Who this? Who that? Oh, we should do a group. And that's how it started, you know.
That's what's up.
And check us out, Bankai fan. We got a project out called On My Side. That was our debut. We dropped that in 2013. We got Civil War, and we got The Stance getting ready to drop. It should be ready to drop in like a month. Yep. And then you're gonna see us on that tour in December.
So they need to stay plugged into Instagram and all that for all those details
Definitely.
to stay plugged in. Okay,
Definitely.
that's what's up. So you've had a time in your life where you were a different. Do you consider it an alter ego, or did you completely change your identity when you changed names?
Yeah, I think I just outgrew it. Like, I feel like I can't be calling myself problem child, and I'm a grown ass man.
You don't think so? I mean, no, because I've had this debate with these artists and putting little and young and all this on their names.
Yeah.
So what made you feel like you outgrew it?
Yeah, I just outgrew it. Like when I was problem child, I was doing problem child stuff. I was rapping about problem child stuff. Like the single was Getting Into Mischief, like that, you know, that the people just talking about. Like I was rapping about being a problem child, you know, being a badass little kid. Like I got shot in my head when I was 15 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just out there doing bad stuff. That's how I was a problem child, you know, but I outgrew that, and I became a man, started my own record label, you know what I'm saying, Anarchy Records, you know, shout out my bro Cap, you know, Bankai fam, you know, I can't be a leader and still be a child.
True.
You know?
I see what you're saying, because this is a
Yeah.
subliminal message when you're meeting new people and getting put onto new things. So
Exactly.
having a name called Problem Child, you got industry people maybe that are signing checks that are like Problem Child. I don't want no problems.
And then, you know, I got a team and a label. How you feel being led by a dude named Problem Child? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know. See, you can't ask me because I like the name. I like the name Problem Child. I was a problem child. I was that asshole child that, you know, made bad choices, but I wasn't a bad kid. You know what I mean?
Yep,
So
that's it.
I think that's where they get it confused nowadays, is you can make good choices and still be an asshole. Like,
That's a fact. Without a doubt.
so you do have a song where you talk about how you're named, but tell me, how did you get your new name? I don't know that it's necessarily new.
Skanks?
Yeah. When did you start going by Skanks, and how did you get it?
I've been going by Skanks before I got rid of the Problem Child name. It's just that Skanks was a neighborhood name. So the Skank is like, how should I say it? The two-step in the reggae community. So when we used to go to the reggae house parties back in Brooklyn, those was big, you know, and the clubs. The Skank is like, it's like a reggae two-step. If you ain't dancing with a girl scrubbing, you in the cut doing the skank, you know, tripping on your Guinness or Heineken. And
I'm glad you're educating me, because a skank in my hood is like a hoochie.
oh yeah, I know that too. And you know that's why I had to clear that up.
Yeah. So it's a two-step kind of swag while you're dancing. Okay.
And so that was like the only dance. Like I used to have friends that's ill, like bust all the reggae moves in the cut.
Yeah.
I'm just doing that skank. That's when they just hit me with it, like skanks, I'm a boy, skanks. That's how it stuck with me, you know what I'm saying? And the Rap Martyr, that's just simple. That's like really, I'm sacrificing personal things for this culture. You know what I'm saying? Like same way, I take a lot of hits for the team, so the team don't have to go that to keep the progression of what we working on going forward. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm built like that. I got that bulletproof confidence.
That bulletproof confidence.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
head, apparently.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I really did, because I got lucky. The bullet actually stuck between the skull and the skin. A 9 millimeter bullet, too. I got mad lucky. You can probably see the little joint right
Yeah.
here. Yeah. Word.
Damn. You've been through a lot in your life. What do you feel like is the one thing in your life that maybe taught you the most over everything else?
Having kids.
Yeah, how
I
many
think
kids do you have?
I got a daughter and a son. And I feel like having kids make you appreciate everything, because like it just it just make you appreciate everything. It's like before I was running reckless. I was doing a lot of stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing out there in them streets. You know what I'm saying? But having kids slowed me down, humbled me, because I started looking like this could be my kid, caught up in the same stuff. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Out here in these streets, and I don't want that for my kids. Like, I want my kids to be nerds. I don't care. My kids don't gotta be no street kids
Right.
trying to be thugged out and all
I
that.
try to tell
Nah,
them, I'm like, pick the nerdiest people you can
for
find and
real,
hang out with them.
for
You
real,
know, pick the kids that, got jobs
for real,
and goals. Don't pick the kids that are like, yo, you want to go smoke some weed?
for
Like,
real.
bro, you can smoke weed when you're old
Yep.
enough. Like, just learn right now. Learn and grow.
We know what we've been through, and we don't want them to go through the same struggles we
Yeah,
went through. Yeah.
unfortunately, like we said earlier, kids are gonna do what kids are gonna do.
Yep.
So you started going by Skanks. How many projects do you have in your catalog under Skanks and Problem Child as a as a unit? What's your catalog look like?
Yeah, my catalog is heavy. Problem Child, I got Street Theory 101. I got Drug Deals. I got a couple of records out, but mostly with Problem Child is tapes and vinyls.
Right.
You know, it's CD too for my
Side A,
Street Theory.
side B.
My Street Theory 101. And I did that project actually right after I got shot. And Street Theory 101 is vinyl, tapes, and CDs. But most of that, back then it was just like vinyl, tapes, CDs started getting popular around
Yeah.
it. And then Skanks, my catalog is like crazy. Like,
Even this, you've got 15 songs on here. You've
Wow.
got Wavy the God, the producer on here.
Yeah.
You got Trey. How do I say that?
Trey 8.
Trey 8.
Yeah, he
Oh,
get busy.
you got tons of people on
I
here.
got my boy Afro from the West Coast.
I just
on
saw
there.
that. Yeah.
Afro rep in the West.
Man, with a project this extensive,
Mm-hmm.
do you orchestrate this, or does someone step in and help you with lining up all of these
Oh, no.
features?
I orchestrate
and,
all that.
Okay.
All the features, everything is personal relationships. Like I drop frequently too, cause like it's a different day and age. You don't need no label to control and dictate how you recording,
Absolutely.
who you work with.
Yeah.
So it's different. So yeah, I got Shinigami Flowfessional. I got Rapsploitation with my boy Endemic in London. I got Out of Nowhere, entirely produced by my boy, the last composer in Toronto. The M.O.S.T, Minister Severe Torture. I got New World Order. That got production
Dang.
from Easy Mo B. It got production from Camouflage Monk. A whole bunch of dope producers on it. And dope features too, like Ill Conscience, Rusty Jooks. I got the new joint I just dropped right now, Bulletproof Confidence. I got the Valentine from the grave and back. Rest in peace. Valentine was a brother of mine that passed away 10 years ago, but I preserved his music and got producers to work with me on it, and we put out something, for him and his family. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. I
Word.
appreciate you doing that, because that's not something that a lot of artists do. I feel like they just, take the bag and run with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's nice when someone can help that legacy move on and share that music, because without you, we wouldn't be able to hear it.
Word.
So when it comes to a project this extensive, I feel like this generation doesn't understand an album and what it takes to keep the focus in mind, to keep the sound in mind. How do you keep organized? Is it project by project? Do you have a vision for the album before it comes out? How do you move when it comes to a project this extensive, like a 15 track?
Yeah, I'm constantly working. Like, if you ever see, I got boards like this. I got mad books. I map everything. I premeditate all my murder. So it's like, I know this project when it's dropping, I know it's dropping months ahead. You know,
Right.
like I got them all lined up. Like I know what's my next 5 projects before anybody else know. You know,
Right. Do you feel like preparation meets opportunity then?
proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Ooh, one more
Word.
time for
Proper
me.
preparation prevents poor performance.
I
The
love
5
that.
P's.
I love that. Man,
Word.
the reason I say that is because I feel like this generation has no idea what it takes to go into an album because they're just worried about that next freestyle or that next cipher
Single.
or single
Yep.
or, you know, whatever, that next 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And I'm like, bro, there's a whole verse missing for me, you
Yep.
know, for my generation. Like, we
Yep.
were at 4 minutes and stuff.
Yep.
Like, I played a song the other day and it was on 6, it was funk, but it was on 6 minutes, and my niece is like, how long is this song? And I was like, it's 8 minutes and 17 seconds. And she's like, that's like 5 songs. I'm like, man, give us our 4 at least. But, you know, I feel like this generation has really lost the art, and that's majority of the reason that, you know, I love to interview artists like
Yeah.
yourself, because you appreciate the album. I mean, this is what you're touring right now, and you've got, man, this is a lot of love and talent in this one little disc.
Yep.
So we were talking earlier about album sales versus streams, and I think people have forgotten that, like, music costs money to make.
Yep.
And it costs money to listen because there's so much free music out there. So you've got a show. This is not going to drop before that show, but let's talk about the show that you have tomorrow here in Salt Lake. So you're going to be
Yeah.
performing at Canifest.
Shout out Stoner Jordan.
Yeah, you're gonna be performing at Canifest. Is it similar to the set that you had at the Elzai concert, or do you have other material that's prepared for that?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do other material, cause you know I come prepared with extra extended clips. I'm like Rambo. I got the extender. You feel
You
me?
got a huge catalog.
Yeah,
So.
so I'm always ready to, like, even the day when I did the last show, I actually switched my last song. It was a different song I was gonna do at the last minute, but I gave the DJ like 10 songs. Hold that just in case. I'm gonna feel the
Okay.
crowd, and I'm gonna just
like it.
tell you what number, and you just go with what number.
Okay.
And I like that DJ. Shout him out. Mix the Mic. He was super dope.
Mix the Mic.
Yeah, Mix
Shout
the
out
Mic
to
is
you.
dope. Word. He's nice. And yeah, so and then, you know, I'm prepared to do an hour set. You know, I got the hour on the 31st, so Sunday for the MF Doom Fest.
Yeah, you got an hour
So-
slot there.
So I got a lot of music. It's just about what vibe I'm gonna go with, you know. And I know
Gotcha.
this is the stoner vibe, so I'm gonna bring that energy. I might do the same intro song though. Legend of the Eye Patch. That's the first track on here. Video
Yeah,
too.
you came out with heat. I was like, okay, who is this guy? I need to know more about him. I need to get up closer. You guys had a freestyle that you did.
Yeah.
You went for probably a whole minute. So what is that? 36 bars ish.
Yeah, you know that's. We call that. Me and P call that lyrical exercise.
Lyrical
You know,
exercise. I love
you
it.
stay ready, so you never have to get ready. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gotta have them bars on deck, because you never know when the situation gonna come, and then you never know when another MC might test your sword and see how
This
sharp
true.
it is.
This
Yeah,
is true.
so you gotta be ready.
That cipher's real.
Yeah.
So for you to be able to have an hour-long set and to pull from your catalog and those kind of things, how did you learn how to read the crowd? Is it something that you picked up over the years in just performance, or is it something that maybe you saw from the side of the stage and you got to, you know, replicate it in your own performance?
It's from experience. It's like a instinct. When you go out there, you feel the energy of the crowd. Like, you know, you vibe with the crowd, feel the energy. You could just read the crowd's energy. Some crowd, you could tell when they want you to talk more and engage more. Some crowd, you could tell when they just want you to just get right
Shut
to
up
it.
and sing.
Yeah.
Shut up
you
and
know,
dance.
It's that type of energy I feel. You know, some crowds is more into it and like to participate. Some crowds is not, you know. Like, you see, like when we started rocking, I see people just started gathering around towards the stage, you know what I'm saying? Like it's about energy, you know. You got to give the people
Agreed.
good energy to make people want to show love, you know.
That energy exchange is real.
You don't want to hit the stage and act like you all that and like you bigger than the crowd. Like, then what are you here for? If you think you bigger than the crowd, go in the mirror and rap for yourself.
What I loved about your set was and I feel like this happens a lot because I go to a lot of shows. I try to go to at least one show a week. Smaller crowds, I feel like, intimidate artists on the stage. And there wasn't, I mean, we weren't packed or whatever, but there was a nice sized crowd. But when you have those smaller numbers, do you feel like it's important to show out and maybe give more energy when it's a smaller crowd versus a large crowd when you have more energy to pull from?
I feel like you're supposed to give the same energy to every crowd. I don't care if it's a packed stadium or it's a small venue with just a few people. You're supposed to get that energy 110% every time because you never know who's in the crowd.
You really don't. You really don't. Or what camera is going to end up capturing that video and whose timeline it's going to end up on, or they're going to tap in or whatever. So preparation meets opportunity. I agree. Absolutely. In getting to know you just a little bit more, where do you draw inspiration? Where do you draw inspiration from?
I draw inspiration from everybody, like especially artists who I feel are doing their thing or doing things that I would like to be doing, like reaching levels that I feel like I haven't reached yet. I draw inspiration from that,
I like that.
Word.
So when you come to a place small like Salt Lake City and we're slow paced and that kind of thing, how do you stay inspired on the road?
Networking, building with different artists out here, because I actually met some dope artists out here and got to build with them, Shout out B Franks,
Shout out to B
Word,
Franks.
Shout out, the 420 V Boys.
Yes, there's a lot of talent in Utah, man. There's a lot of talent in
Utah.
We're just a little hidden oasis in the valley over here.
And I got to build and go and network and see how they roll and how they live and how they live in Utah life. I want to see that. Just like when people come to Brooklyn, I show them how we live Brooklyn life.
Oh, I can't wait to get back to New York. I'm already planning my next trip.
Well, when you come, we got you, and we know when all the events is going down. So
okay, I'll have to tap in and see what dates work for you, because I'm looking at dates already, and it's like, ooh, maybe not. So I don't know. I'm planning it.
Long as I'm in town, you good.
I appreciate that. I always try to keep it low key until it's in the key. The key in the lock, because you put stuff into the ether sometimes, and the universe is like, that's not happening for you right now.
We didn't agree on this one.
Yeah, exactly. We did not sign a contract. This is not happening right now. So, just a couple more questions, and then we'll wrap up here. If you were me, and you were interviewing yourself, what is one question that you would ask yourself that I have not?
That's a good one. That's a good question. I like that question. That I would ask myself that I have not.
Because I don't really know you. You know what I mean? I know about you. I've been listening to your songs for the last week. I've been hitting up your Spotify and getting to know you through music.
You covered a lot of bases though today. I'm pretty impressed by your interviewing skills.
Oh, okay. I try to keep it organic. Have a couple things to focus on, but I think natural flow, getting to know people, is how you build community, and that's what Morning Couple Culture is about, is building community and getting to know people from an intimate level, rather than like what we see on the record cover. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think it's important because there's a human behind the music, and people forget that sometimes. They just listen to music and they don't realize that like someone's passion and their drive and everything went into that project. So
especially when I know that you just getting familiar with me after that show last week. So for you to be on your due diligence, like you showed skills, you showed real journalistic skills today.
I appreciate that. So just a silly question. If you had a last meal, what would your last meal be?
Shoot, I'm a steak man, so.
Yeah? How you like your steak?
Well done.
Well done. Yeah. What kind of cut though?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a sirloin man.
Okay, yeah. Really? Okay. Why sirloin? You like no meat or no fat whatsoever?
I just love the cut, yeah.
Okay.
Especially when it's well done, okay. Real, lean. I don't like a lot of fat and gristle and all that on my own steak. No.
Chewy.
Yeah.
Have you had any good food here in Utah?
Yeah, I think I probably hit almost a different restaurant every day, but yeah, I could say. Y'all food scene is cool.
It's different.
Yeah.
I can show you some stuff.
It's a variety.
Not on this podcast though.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure everyone taps in with my boy Skanks The Rap Martyr.
Ay.
Go pick up this project. It's on all streaming platforms, available now. He's got a huge
Thanks
catalog.
for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Word.
Is there anything you want to add to the interview before we wrap here?
Yeah, y'all already know. It's your boy, the Flow Professional Skanks, the Rap Martyr, A.K. Master No Retarded. Nobody bumps harder. The Bankai fan, fifth of Sparta, and one half of Stone and Robert. And now they mad at me because I'm a radio personality. You already know, man. Hit me up on Instagram, Flow Professional. Hit me up on Twitter, the Rap Martyr. Everywhere else is Skanks the Rap Martyr. TheRapMartyr.com, BankaiFam.com. Bam!